All right. Well, top morning to everybody. So it is now October 21st. It is the Crown Jewel, the day of Crown Jewel for the U.S. Saudi Arabia is on a completely different time zone, so they're probably about, I'd say, 6 or 7 hours uh, ahead. Well, I'd say probably either behind or ahead. I don't. No, if they were behind us, they'd be around 3 in the morning. No, but they're in a completely different time zone, which I'd say is about 10 hours, 10, 11 hours back, I want to say. I don't even know, man. Like Saudi Arabia is in a completely different time zone here. I want to know, what is the time in Saudi Arabia? I'm going to look at that. Saudi Arabia time. Okay, time right now. All right, so it is 5:14 Saudi Arabia time. Let's compare that to the Eastern time zone. All right, so they're 7 hours ahead. All right, 7 hours ahead. Oh, I didn't even change my profile picture. Discord. Anyways, so yeah, in another couple of hours, noon Eastern, uh, 7 p.m. Saudi Arabia time, or 9 a.m. Pacific, really, over in the west coast of the U.S. And also, I'd say 7 p.m. Saudi Arabia time will be Crown Jewel. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop my predictions for um, the matches that we've got for Crown Jewel. Starting off with the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Honestly, I do not see the Usos losing this match. I just don't see it. I mean, the Usos, I feel like, are going to retain. And then the one-on-one match between Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. This kind of happened abruptly, and honestly, Mansoor pulled off an upset against Cesaro a couple of years ago. I feel like he's going to get the nod this time, and he'll probably win this one. Uh, to be honest, I feel like this is one of those matches where you can either watch it or you can have a piss break match. Next one is RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. Man, okay, so this is kind of tough because both of these tag teams are actually pretty good. Um, so I'd say it's kind of 50-50 as to how that's going to go down. But if I have to be honest, I would say maybe RK Bro would retain the SmackDown or Raw Tag Team Championships. Yeah, SmackDown. Raw Tag Team titles. I feel like they'll retain either that, or maybe some sort of interference will take place and AJ Styles and Omos would capitalize on that. All right, I feel like this is going to be the piss break match. Goldberg going up against Bobby Lashley. I might as well just go ahead and make my prediction for it anyway. I, man, I mean, like, I like Goldberg. I think he is a very, very believable character, but I mean, I'm kind of neutral with him, uh, because yes, he's a veteran. He's not as welcomed as somebody like Sting, um, but the fact is that they're still using Goldberg to not put over other people. I mean, really, to be honest, I mean, because like I feel like a lot of people, I feel like, really don't understand why sometimes they'll bring in some of the veterans, like Goldberg, for instance. Is that, I mean, first of all, number um, one of the reasons why they're using Goldberg is because, I mean, yes, he is a veteran, but You look at an example like the Trish Stratus Charlotte Flair match at SummerSlam 2 years ago. They had Trish put over Charlotte. Let's see. And then last year's WrestleMania, Goldberg went in as Universal Champion, and it was supposed to be Roman Reigns as the challenger, but because of the whole COVID deal that was going on, Reigns pulled out of WrestleMania, and in came Braun Strowman, and Goldberg put over Braun Strowman. I mean, either way, Roman or Strowman, either way, no matter who it was, Goldberg was putting over somebody. Really. Let's just be honest with ourselves. I mean, the only reason why they'll bring in a lot of the veterans that haven't been in the ring for maybe a max of 5 years or so is because, number one, it's to put over other talent. Number two, it's to have them go over and probably become champion, and then they'll hold the title for a little while and then have somebody else come along, and then the champion puts over the challenger and then they become the champion, if that makes sense. WrestleMania 36 between Goldberg and Strowman, I feel like, is a pretty good example of that. And Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair is also a good example of that. So, it kind of makes sense. But honestly, I do feel like Bobby Lashley, he's going to get the nod. I feel like Goldberg's just going to put him over, and the rest will be history. All right, so it's the Queen's Crown tournament. We're in the finals of that. Dewdrop, or what was her name before that? I can't even remember, to be honest. Piper Niven. I think it was Piper Niven. She's going up against Zelina Vega for the crown. And to be honest with you, man, as much as it would be an upset for Dewdrop to win, I feel like Zelina Vega's getting the nod for this one. She'll become queen. That's just me. Sorry. The King of the Ring finals between Finn Balor and Xavier Woods. So many people have been wanting Xavier Woods to go over and become king, man. And like I would be all for it, but I'm also all for Finn Balor as well to go from prince to king. So it does have a nice ring to it. And honestly, as much as I would love to see Finn, Xavier Woods, I feel like he's got more power. I feel like New Day is going to have another achievement in their corner. All right. So next up is the Hell in a Cell match between Edge and Seth Rollins. Hopefully and most likely their last match together. Man, as personal as Seth Rollins has made it, it's going to be hard for him to come out as the winner. I still see Edge somehow pulling this one out of the bag. Next, we have the triple threat match for the Smackdown Women's Championship between the challengers, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, and the champion, Becky Lynch. Man, okay. I'm kind of digging the heel Becky Lynch. I feel like she'll do something to stay on top. Plain and simple. So Becky Lynch, I feel like, is going to retain. Okay. All right. Then the top two titles in the industry, the WWE Championship match between Big E and Drew McIntyre. Oh my. Okay, so Big E recently became champion. He is still a fresh champion. He's been champion for a few weeks now, up to a month, I'd have to say, since he cashed in his contract. This is tough because, like, I also like Drew as well, and to be honest, they're both really good in the ring, and it's hard to tell who is going to win? To be honest, I feel two things could happen. I feel like Big E could walk out as champion, but I also feel like Drew could pull something out of the bag and he'll become champion. I mean, like, man, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna have to say Big E's retaining. I'm gonna have to say that, man. Or either that or Drew is gonna deliver a big Claymore and that will be it, and Drew will become a 3-time champion. I don't know. I feel like Big E's retaining. I feel like Big E's gonna retain. All right. Probably one of the hottest matches that is being talked about for Crown Jewel. It is the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. All right. So, Paul Heyman has had a hell of a few weeks, man. He has been trying to constantly assure Roman Reigns that he is the counsel, that he is the wise man. Because Roman chose him, and then at the same time you go back to the past history over the years with him and Brock Lesnar and how those two have really meshed together well with Paul being Brock's advocate. But the biggest twister to this match is Paul basically gave out a spoiler saying that no matter who wins, he is guaranteed to leave with the Universal title. It doesn't matter who wins, he is guaranteed to leave with the Universal title. Honestly, man, I feel like today is the day that the Universal title reign for Roman Reigns, I feel like it's going to end. I feel like it's going to end today. I feel like Brock's going to go over. Because to be honest, let's be real here. Let's go ahead and be real with ourselves. Brock, I feel like, is a legitimate guy to beat Roman Reigns. I mean, despite the fact that he's a part-timer. Yes, I understand that. But he has been practically the only guy to beat Roman Reigns multiple times when it comes to the Reigns-Lesnar rivalry. The Reigns-Lesnar rivalry. Let's see. So Brock beat Roman at WrestleMania 34. He beat him at it was either the Crown Jewel event or a Super Showdown. I don't even know what it was back when they were at Saudi Arabia that time. I'm gonna actually take a look at Lesnar versus Reigns statistics. I want to see the statistics. Hold on, let me get it fired up. All right, here we go. Statistics. All right. A statistical comparison. Here we go. All right. So, oh boy. Okay. So, let me see. Sportskeeda has got something. Okay, but I want to see the comparison between the rivalry. All right. Maybe this will do it. All right. So, the first time that they faced each other was WrestleMania 31 back in 2015. Brock winning as champion. Roman was the challenger, but neither of them really beat each other because Seth Rollins came out of nowhere and pinned Roman and then left with the title. So I consider that a draw. Then it was match number 2. I mean, it was a triple threat match. I mean, it was Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Brock Lesnar. Let's see. So I'm only going to focus on Reigns and Lesnar. I'm not counting Ambrose in this. All right, so he was out of the match for long enough for Reigns to pin Ambrose. All right, so I guess I'll consider that 0-1. So 0 for Brock, 1 for Roman. All right, so 2017 was the fatal 4-way match between Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Samoa Joe. Brock won. So I'd consider that 1-1. 1 for Brock, 1 for Roman. 2018 WrestleMania 34 between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the Universal title. 2 for Brock, 1 for Roman. All right, and then the Greatest Royal Rumble. Okay, here we go. That was it. The second Universal title match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, a steel cage match. So then it was Brock 3 wins for Brock, 1 for Roman still. 2018 SummerSlam between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. So it's now 3 for Brock and 2 for Roman. And now their 7th match together, it is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, with Reigns being the champion and now Lesnar being the challenger. So yeah, the shoe is on the other foot in this case. And to be honest, man, this is kind of tough because, I mean, like I said, it's kind of tough to really guarantee that Roman Reigns' title run is done today. But to be honest, maybe he could pull something out of the bag. But I honestly feel like Brock has got Roman's number. Brock's got Roman's number, dude. He's won at least one match more than what Roman has. So, yeah. So I definitely consider that. Okay, so as far as one-on-one matches, though, yeah, I would definitely say like it's like a 2-1 deal. It's a 2-1 deal. So 2 for Lesnar, 1 for Roman. I don't know if Roman is going to make it even or what, but this is going to be a very interesting match to say the least. But I still feel like Brock has got Roman's number. I still feel like that Brock is going to do something. I feel like Brock's going to pull out all the stops and suplex F5, doing what Brock Lesnar what we've always known Brock Lesnar to do best: suplex F5 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 F5. Maybe a clothesline, maybe a right hand, maybe a left hand, maybe a steel chair, maybe something. I don't know. It'll be interesting, to say the least. And Crown Jewel, I feel like, is going to be pretty interesting as well, more particularly the main event, in all honesty, and also the Hell in a Cell match. All right, excuse me. So, yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this episode of Grand Slam. Yes, I am kind of feeling a little bit better, but I'm gonna kind of take a step back from daily uploading for a little bit, just because of some of the circumstances that have happened. And I'm still trying to find myself again, and still trying to fix myself. So anyways, thank you guys a lot for watching. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't considered subscribing, I recommend you do so, and to keep up with some fine content coming out in the near future. That about does it for me, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.